Hi, my name is Anna Imagination, and today I am going to talk about the Harry Potter factor. I just finished up the video on compound emotions and the emotion hierarchy, the pyramid of emotions and how they work. And now we're going to get into what I call the Harry Potter factor with emotions. This is one of my favorite things when I sat down and watched one section of Harry Potter and my brain just went, "Ooh, I know what's going on," and I'm just so happy. So for all of you Potter fans out there, this one's for you because it speaks our language. So I am referring to actually not Harry Potter, but the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them series. So I'm going to try and do this spoiler free. So there is a child. We're just going to call him a child. No, I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm going to assume you have watched Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and you have read all 7 of the Harry Potter books, because I am not going to censor myself in this video for the sake of spoilers, because that will really take away from the integrity of this video. So, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, or the Harry Potter series, what are you doing? Go watch them and read them. They are amazing pieces of literature. Okay, now let's do this. So here's where I want to talk specifically on. I cannot remember his name. I do not remember the character's name, but it was the teenager, the boy, who developed that shadow when he was angry. And that's what I want to talk about. It's the same stuff that, if you've read the books, Aurelia Dumbledore, I think is her name. It was Dumbledore's sister. Her problem and personality developed because she suppressed her magic. So we're going to talk about this because this is awesome. So I'm sitting here watching Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I just read Harry Potter, all 7 books, for like the 20th time. And it was seeing it on Fantastic Beasts that my mind just went, and I went, oh my God, I understand what's going on. And I had this massive, this is how emotions are, epiphany while I was watching Harry Potter. So this is it. This is like my brainchild. This idea is my brainchild fused by Harry Potter. So emotions work just like magic. Okay, you just bear with me. This is awesome. They are just like magic. You have levels and you have beginners and you have all these little stages. And if you suppress or invalidate the magic, it turns into this malformed shadow beast that gets out of control and explodes. Exactly like you see in Harry Potter's Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And this is what happened to Dumbledore's sister when she suppressed her magic. It started to leak out and it transformed into this crazy monster beast. So emotions work exactly the same way. When they are suppressed and when they are invalidated, they become this shadow beast inside of them, inside of you. I cannot tell you how accurate this is. As somebody who disassociated for most of my life for 40 years, this is exactly what happens to our emotions. It did turn into an internal shadow beast. And it became, just like in Harry Potter, this shadow thing that I couldn't recognize. None of the characters were able to look at this thing and go, what is this? And later they found out that it was this child at the core who was invalidated, who was suppressing the magic. And once you validate and unsuppress the magic, the shadow beast dwindles and calms down. We have the same thing inside of us. We have a shadow beast. And this is a comment that I actually developed for one of my fantasy books, because I took somebody's emotions and I evolved it into this shadow beast that's suppressed inside of them. And it's all a euphemism for the thing that I was enduring for the 40 years that I was dissociated and was invalidating and suppressing my emotions. It's the same thing. So, and it is, when you start to do shadow work in therapy, you start to dig out a lot of emotional and mental garbage. And part of that emotional and mental garbage is your shadow beast. And I've talked to so many people about it, and they're like, it's like I have this darkness inside of me. And I was there when one of my friends dug it out, and he realized that the monster inside of him was his emotions, was his id, was himself. Our id is what's responsible for creating our emotions. It's where all of our emotions come from. It's where all of our nightmares and our dreams come from. The id is the core of it's like our guardian, it's our guardian for our psyche. Our id is responsible for managing and maintaining our psyche. And the id gets a lot of abuse from our society, which is a whole nother video that I could do just on the id alone and how much abuse it gets. But when the id is suppressed and abused, it shuts down, it de-evolves, and it forms into more of a shadow beast. And by envisioning my emotions, the suppressed emotions, as the shadow beast, I was able to visualize it, and I used an imagination or a visualization process that allowed me to address this shadow beast inside of me and dig it out. And now I'm at a point where when I have a shadow beast inside of me, I have one right now that I'm working on, I walk toward it and into it, because I've learned that that is where healing is when you go into the shadow beast. So to see all of this played out in Harry Potter's Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, in the magic is suppressed and invalidated, so it evolves into this magnificent shadow beast, it was phenomenal to watch. To see all of it on the big screen, exactly as I had envisioned emotions being portrayed for years. So that's just a little treat for people who are into Harry Potter, and that is my Harry Potter factor. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was just a short little fun video for me that I did. This is part also of the Imagination series, the Operation Imagination Happiness series. If you like this video, if you enjoyed it, please like, share, follow, subscribe, comment below if you'd like. And also, if you're interested in my coaching sessions for fear and anxiety, that's down below. And I'm also working on a overcoming COVID-induced social anxiety program to help people come out of their own darkness and their own shut-in state if you're trapped due to COVID anxiety. And my website is angelabchrysler.com. Thank you so much for tuning in, and may the kindest of words always find you.